Welcome to another episode of the Mk1 Build. So today we're going to be cracking on with converting this Mark IV shell to the Mark 1 that it's going to be. So we'll crack on and we'll get some work done.
Okay, so this first minute of the video we're just stripping the subframe down to make it lighter so we can use it to help us line up the new panels going on the car.
Look, get the door shut. Keep the heat in.
Yeah. So what we're doing here is just setting the subframe up, rear subframe up, just so we can make sure we're all lined up with our subframe mounts. So our front mounts, we know they're right. So we just want to check our rear mounts back here to make sure they're okay, because we're going to be cutting this panel out, this back section of the boot, and replacing it with a new section. So before we do that, I just want to double check that our front mounts are perfect, so that the rear mounts line up, and then we can use the subframe then as the jig for lining the new panel up. So I've just cutting a bit out of there, just because on the moulding, when they make them, it kind of returns back in, which fouls with the boot lid, so you can't sit this flat, which is what we're going to do now. We'll get it sat flat, and then what we'll do is we'll mark the back of this line on the boot, and then come in on the boot, maybe it's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and take everything off, and then we'll lay this back on, and there's less to sort of foul this, and we've got it laid on, and then we can take the cutting wheel through both panels. We'll clamp this on tight, and then we'll take the cutting wheel both through this panel and the floor, and we know I have this lined up, and when we take that cut through, we know that cut line, it'll butt up perfectly with the old panel then. Make more sense when we do it. So what I've done is I've just put a couple of marks where these two bolts are. I'm just going to leave that little section in when I cut the rest of that out, this side of that line, just so that I can bolt this back down again, and then when it's all set in place I can just go to the other side and just nick those old bits back off again, and then knock them back and weld them up. Just like so, keeping that position so that I can reposition it back in the same place, so I'm not going exactly the same place every time I put the new panel back on again. Right, so this is where we're up to so far. We've got the rear repair panel just held in place by a couple of bolts. I thought it was a good idea just to try and get things lined up, and so we can get it fixed in a position where it's going to stay. And we've just put a couple of bolts through both the new repair panel and the boot floor, so that'll hold it in place, and that's kind of like a set point now where that's going to sit. And then I can just sort of trim around the edges now where it needs to be trimmed, just sort of helping us fit in around these edges a little bit better. And then what I'll do is mark it along the back of that edge, and I think I've changed my mind. What I'll do is I'll actually cut it on that marked line along the back of the new panel rather than going through both panels, because it sits in there quite nicely where that actually is. I'm quite happy where that sits. And we'll use the whole part of that panel, replacing as much of the old metal as possible, which is a bit wrong. Also, these like copy panels, they're never fit grade, obviously, as most people will know. So I've had to do a little bit of shaping around this side, because the slope on the rear closer look. There we go. So you can see a little piece there will just push together, and then once we get a few tacks on, the panel will be into shape where we need it. You sort of see, I see load up there, nice little 1mm gap to set that up. See, we've got a tiny little mil gap there, fit it in up there, a little bit of a gap, panel beat that and we'll be able to knock that up into shape. We'll tight here all the way up there, through there we're tight enough. We'll cut that piece out. There's a new mount to go in there, new spreader plates. So I've trimmed it around where the battery box is. I'll just show you inside the tabs. Shift this light down. Left those little tabs on the old floor, just so that it can bolt this floor to the back floor and keep it in exactly the right place while I tack weld it all up. And kind of get a bit of an impression of how it's going. Very tricky panel to fit in though, because obviously it'd be a lot easier buying the whole boot floor, but at about 250 quid I think we'll go with just this one. Well, there's those two tabs just left on, and I'll be able to just slice through them once we've tacked it all in. Like I say, it's just to line it up, keep it square and keep it in the right place. There we go. So that's what we're up to at the minute. I'll take it back off and I'll clean all the edges up. Just take all the paint off around all the edges on the new panel and the old panel, just so we can get a nice clean weld on it all. Yep, so plenty more to do. Getting there. handy being able to turn that around in the garage. So I've turned it around just so that I can clean off the paint on the edge of where that panel's going to butt up and where I'm going to weld it to. Just clean the paint off that edge, just for the weld. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's just the biggest thing with welding, or the best tip you'll ever get, is to just, whatever surface you're welding, to clean it so that it's as clean as possible. So there's no paint or anything left on it, and you just, just clean metal, no rust on it or anything like that, or no grime or anything on it. I'm by no means a great welder, but I just know that helps so much, having it really, really clean. So I'll clean that off anyway. I'll get that done now. Stick a light in there. There we go. It's all cleaned up on the edge, ready to weld all along the edge. And the new little bit of tidying up and some patches to go around there. And we'll take those two tabs off once we've got the boot flooring intact. A bit more patching to do around there. So there'll be a new quarter panel, which is going on that side, so that'll get rid of a lot of that. Bit of patchwork needed in here, a bit of a patch in there. And then this back end's got a new panel going on. Coming along. So I've just cut that section out there as well, just to go in the back wheel arch, just a patch to go in there as well, and make that template once we put the floor on. Same as the other side. There we go, so I've just dollied that little bit up around the battery tray there. Battery tray is nice and solid actually, it's fine, it's just there's a little hole in that corner, which I'll patch up. Just that little section dollied up where we had a gap with the floor. So I'll weld that up now. There we go. So giving it a good go over with the wire wheel, done everything, the whole thing with the wire wheel, and then just grinded that back. Roughly there's a bit more time needed spent on just grinding the rust back, the weld, just to build it with weld. There isn't too much, we just cleans it up, gives it a factory finish. Cleaned all the battery box. And what we'll do is we'll cover it with rust cure now, and then get some etch primer on it. And carry on.
You take the brush with us and maybe to shift the car back a bit again now.
I'll shift that little stop.
Easier for it to go back and forward if we do that.
Yeah.